are going to be instructing Tokaido.
Yep, this is a very beautiful game by Antoine Bauza, illustrated by Nayad. And it is about a very famous road between Tokyo and Edo, I think?
Well, Edo is the old name for Tokyo.
Look at me. But basically, a very famous road in Japan, which people were asked to travel both for their own personal fulfillment, but also because it's an entire tourist trap. Your goal of the game literally is to be the best tourist ever, which is a combination of meeting people, buying cool knickknacks, going to the temple, making donations, and also eating the best food.
Yes, because eating the best food is obviously the most important part of vacation.
Yeah, so this is for 5 players. It takes about an hour or so.
It's a little bit less when you play on Board Game Arena.
Yeah,
it plays really quick. We are going to play the physical copy today for instructional purposes, but you can play on Board Game Arena at any time. And as always, if you want help or you need instruction on it, join us in the Discord, discord.gg/momocon, and let us know. We'll be happy to help.
All right, let's get down to it. Okay, so this is the board, and it's an exceptionally long, skinny board. This is the road from the Tokaido Road. And along it are various things that you can do, and there are 4 stops at roadside inns that you will take, which are kind of like the rounds of the game, because basically everyone's going to travel from one inn to the next. Then there's a pause, and we do a little bit of scoring, and then we can continue traveling to the next one.
Gotta eat.
Now, the interesting thing about this game is that whoever is furthest behind on the path always takes the next move. So
it's like golf rules.
Yeah, we started randomly drew this here. So green is going to take the first move and move as far as they want to along this path, as long they can't pass the next inn, and they probably shouldn't just immediately go to the inn unless they have some weird way of scoring that no one knows about. But anyway, there's things along this road which will help score them points during the game and also at the end of the game. And we'll explain what each of those does, and they're all color-coded and also has a symbol above each that tells you what they do. So we'll demonstrate them in order. So the first one here, the black spaces, are shopping for souvenirs. So when you do that, you draw 3 souvenirs from the deck, and that is what is available for purchase at that particular shop. And the costs are always listed at the bottom. What you want to try to do is to collect one of each of 4 different categories of souvenirs. And that will get you 1, 3, 5, and 7 points accordingly. So that's a lot. If you get all 4, that's 16 points.
If I get 2 sets, do I get another 7 points?
Yeah, basically if you have incomplete sets or additional sets, you can make those as well.
Nice.
But the quickest way to do it is to get one of each thing. So,
now, they each cost 2, 1, and 2. I only have $3, so I assume we're going to get some more money, our availability of money later in the game?
yeah, there are ways that you can get more money. And specifically, that is the bank space, which is the one that literally has 3 coins on it.
Did they give you free money?
Yeah, you just go there and you can pick up three coins. There is a banking system in this game for some reason. So, now ways you can also get rid of your money, lose money, is to go to the temple. And when you go to the temple, you can literally cash in tourist points with your money, and they go into this kind of like storage space on the board. In Board Game Arena, it'll be tracked and you can look at it. And that's important because at the end of the game, whoever has made the most donations gets a bonus of 10, 7, 4, and 2 points, depending on how many places there are. So that's something you also want to look out for.
Gotcha.
Okay. The pink spaces are travelers, people you run into while traveling. And when you when you visit one of these spaces, you resolve the top encounter card.
And this one would be 3. We just get $3, right?
Yeah, you would just get 3 coins there.
And this one would be to get one of the blue panoramas. And this one would be to go to the hot springs. And we'll discuss what the panoramas and the hot springs are in a second.
Yeah. So basically, those are like random encounters that you can have. But there's reasons that you want to hit them, not just for the randomness, because there's awards at the end. But anyway, so that's like a kind of a mystery box for your game. Next up is the panoramas, which we just talked about. They are the green, the white, and the dark blue spaces. Basically, each of those is a different type of terrain, type of landscape. And yeah, you want to fish through those. And you have so many panorama cards that make a full picture. One of them is only 3 cards, one has 4, and one has 5. And the further you go along it, the more points you score. So you want to try and complete as many of those as you can before you reach the end of your trip.
Well, that's randomly shuffled, so you could get 3 of the same.
Well, no, you
You
always...
always get 1
yeah.
on your first round. You always get the 2 if you are the second one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you're trying to just complete the set, so to speak. All right, next is the hot springs, which is this kind of like this teal colored one. Those are just straight up either 2 points or 3 points, depending on the shuffle. I think some of them are 3.
Good shuffle.
Yeah, some of them are 2, some of them are 3. So if anything else, you can just get straight up points that way. And then I think that is everything you can visit while you're on your way to an inn. Once you get to an inn, whoever gets there first is going to draw us a certain number of food cards, depending on the number of players. And they will secretly view these. I'm going to set these out so you can see them. And you have your choice of purchasing one of them. You don't have to, but it's 6 points, so missing out on it can really be a detriment to you. One thing you have to remember is you're a tourist with fine taste. You want to sample everything, so you can never eat the same thing twice in a game.
You also have to pay for it. So if you don't have any money left by the end, you might be forced to not be able to take it because you can't pay for it.
And if you're playing with dear friends or dear enemies and you watch what other people eat, you can try and leave them with nothing they can eat if you get to the end first.
Oh, hate drafting. Yeah.
Or leave them with the most expensive meal possible.
Exactly. But anyway, so once everyone gets to an inn, that's kind of a pause, and then whoever last came to the inn is the first player to go next. So no matter what, whoever is kind of lagging behind will always get the next choice of what happens in the game. So there's that kind of a balance.
So it could be a strategy that you'd want to try to go as slow as possible.
Maybe, but also bear in mind that people are blocking spaces on the board that you may want to take.
So right here, this way, only 2 people can on that space right there.
Yeah, well, when you're playing with 5 players, they add more spaces to the board, so more people can do things. But by default, there's only the spaces on the road themselves that you can get.
Gotcha.
So if someone's occupying space, then you can't take that action until they leave.
You have to go past them.
And you can't wait. If you're the person furthest behind, you have to go next.
Gotcha.
So there's a bit of a musical chairs thing going on here that you have to pay attention to. So when everyone finishes and gets all the way to the end of to the last end, and everyone has their last chance to eat something, you also resolve end of game scoring. So during the game, there's rewards of 3 points for whoever completes each of the panoramas first.
Only the first person gets these.
Yeah.
Once they're taken, they're gone.
Yeah, and there's also rewards for whoever visited the most people, whoever ate the most expensive meal, grand total, whoever has the most souvenirs, and whoever visited the most hot springs.
How much you got a hot spring?
So,
I don't know, those 2 old guys look like they're having a grand old time.
yeah, 5 feet apart. So anyway, so whoever has the most tourist points at the end of the game is declared the best tourist and the winner. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's a clever little game. It's very colorful. One thing we haven't mentioned is the special player powers. So basically, everyone gets to choose a character at the beginning of the game, which determines how much money you start with, and also whether you get certain special abilities that break the rules of the game, such as getting visitors, or getting extra money, or getting to eat for cheaper, things like that.
Yeah.
And they change every game, and they drastically change your strategy, and they play well off of each other.
Cool.
And that's it. That is how to play Tokaido.
It's very simple to play on Board Game Arena and always available. We hope that you'll join us to play December 11th through 13th at MomoCon Let's Get Digital. And in the meantime, if you want to play, hit us up in the Discord, discord.gg/MomoCon. We will be happy to teach you anytime.
Yep. And we look forward to seeing you December 11th through 13th for Let's Get Digital, and we hope to see you then.
Thanks.
Take care.